I'm pleased to announce that the administration is today releasing the first national strategy for countering domestic terrorism.
The Biden administration said Tuesday that it would need help from Congress to carry out a new national strategy for countering domestic terrorism. First, with more funding, and later, maybe, with new laws. President Joe Biden has requested an additional $100 million for the Justice Department in fiscal year 2022 to address what his administration called the most urgent terrorism threat the United States faces today. Congress this month is ramping up the process for spending bills that could include that additional funding. A review in March concluded that domestic violent extremists pose an elevated threat to the country this year. And Attorney General Merrick Garland said Tuesday that the number of open FBI domestic terrorism investigations has increased significantly. Garland also said that the department would review what new laws the FBI and federal prosecutors might need to thwart plots before they happen or prosecute those who commit violent acts. That could include a new law to make domestic terrorism a federal crime. Some Republicans and Democrats have called for such a statute to give federal prosecutors a better law enforcement tool. But there is also opposition inside both parties. They point out that law enforcement already has the tools to prosecute these crimes, and they raise concerns that such a law could be misused in the future. On the administration's broader new strategy, the Attorney General said the Justice Department is already moving forward. The Justice Department has bolstered prosecutorial resources and expertise on domestic terrorism, and it has prioritized grants to local law enforcement agencies that have community-based approaches to combating racially motivated violence and domestic terrorism. Garland said he will also reinvigorate the Domestic Terrorism Executive Committee. That stretches across various law enforcement agencies and was created by then Attorney General Janet Reno in the aftermath of the 1995 Oklahoma City bombing investigation. Garland has a personal connection to that attack. He led that prosecution in his previous stint in the Justice Department. He said Tuesday that effort required an
enormous commitment of resources from agencies across the federal and state governments,
and that it demonstrated the importance of coordination to address domestic terrorism.